yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from my happy place, the Yarn Corner here on Vancouver Island in Canada. So welcome. Today is Monday, May the 22nd, 2023, and this is video number 187. How are you all doing? Hope you're well. As you can tell, I got a new haircut. I feel like a new person actually. And today I'm going to be treating us with some yarn dyeing that I did back early April. I cooked up maybe around 24 hanks of yarn. Some of them were beigey colors or colors that I wanted to get more dynamic results from. Some were bare yarns as well, so I'll show you what I've done. And I got sidetracked, I guess, going on a holiday and then coming back and wanting to catch you up on other things. So yeah, it's been with me now for, I'm going to say, almost possibly 6 to 7 weeks, this yarn, and I've been itching to use it. But yeah, I don't generally dye my yarn to sell. I dye small batches. 24 hanks is not that many, and I'll, you know, plug some certain colors in my stash that I don't have, and sometimes I share them amongst my friends. So I had a lot of fun, and if I have any clips of the setup, I'm going to add them in here now. If you don't see anything, it means I couldn't find where I put them, or maybe I deleted them because it has been 7 weeks. So if they are, you'll see what my setup is and what kind of yarn that I used in the dyeing experiment. So here they are here. So hopefully you saw some footage of me in the garage and the setup that I had. And before I get going on showing the results of what I achieved with the yarn dyeing, I want to talk about what Hank and I are wearing. So Hank here he's my man form. He's wearing a knitted lacework style scarf wrap. It's called a Sparklight wrap by Erin Kurup. That's it there. It's a paid for pattern. And I'm sorry, I don't have a color printer. It's all in black and white. But as you can see the results here, I did some modifications to it. And the modifications were in the banding here of the sections. I did not do the special stitch that Erin Kurup created for this design. I did a different style of yarn overs because of the cotton yarn that I was using. It was quite stiff and I couldn't quite wrap around the 3 stitches to do that technique. So I kind of had to modify it because the yarn that I was using was different. But I loved everything else, all the directions of the lace work, having kind of like a like perpendicular from these diagonal bits, and I really loved it. Now this type of pattern is great for if you have minis, and the suggestion in the pattern as well, we'll talk to you about like whether you have like 7 or 9 minis and 1 hank of like a consistent color all the way through, then that might be a nice way of using up your minis as well. Really good pattern. The one I'm wearing here is a crocheted scarf shawl thing that I created back in the day when I was first sort of even before the YouTube channel, I think. No, maybe it was like in the first couple of months. So I called this, it was me just free-forming, and I called it the Castaway Shawl. I really loved working with switching up colors, and I was learning how to carry colors along one side as I was increasing and decreasing to make it an asymmetrical style shawl. So cracking on and talking about the first yarn that I dyed, it was a generous gift from a YouTuber that used to have a channel, and the channel was called All Things Crochet and Knit with Kit. Hi Kit. And I used this wool of the Andes. I had 7 hanks generously gifted to me. It is a sport weight yarn and it's 100% Peruvian Highland wool from Knit Picks or We Crochet. It comes in kind of ecru color, so it's the purpose behind it is that you are meant to dye it, and or you could use it, I guess, plain like a bare yarn. But I was looking at creating some magenta colorways because my stash doesn't have magenta, and I've got some names that I came up with. I want you to see the colors and let me know which one you prefer in the lineup of suggested names that I have. So there were a few baths that I'd given because the 7 hangs couldn't fit in the one bath. And it starts off with this darker kind of magenta, and it has splashes of I had charcoal, like a deep dark charcoal that I added in as well to get some tonal. And I love the way that it came out in the end. And the tooth on this is a little rustic because it is 100% wool. It's not superwash wool, but I really like the results. And I got, in that bathtub, I did myself 4, and those are the 4 there. Pretty much all even. I did have a little splash in the last one that was to one of the sides of the pan that I had these all in. I did do a bit of a splash of chestnut on that one because my idea was to then go ahead and blend in the next one that I had 3 of, put some more kind of chestnut in with that magenta color. So I've got 4 in this kind of variety and then 3 over here which have more of that chestnut in it. And I'm going to do a blend. So I'll probably put them from going from this dark end all the way up to here. And I'm thinking about doing a cardigan, which is a longer duster kind of jacket going past my waist, and really big buttons and some pockets because I've just discovered how to do pockets in knitting and I want to add some pockets to this as well. So it'll be a magenta duster. So take a look at this and let me know what name you feel really resonates. So what I came up with was Majestic Magenta and Cranberry Dahlia. So let me know which one you think would work for the name of these yarns. Okay, the next one that I've got to show you, I purchased from Little Knits. Now they're down in Washington State, and I purchased a pack of Regia 50-gram balls. So Little Knits is a great shop if you are looking to buy packs of yarn. They have great value. I couldn't pass this Regia yarn up because it was only costing me $1.25 per 50 gram of superwash virgin wool with 25% polyamide, and it was in a beigey kind of straw color. So this is the label and what it looked like when I purchased it. The color is 17 if you're interested in taking a look at what straw color it was that originally it came in. And this is a type of yarn that you can machine wash and tumble dry, so really good care instructions. And quite well known collection of yarn here from Regia is the collection name. And so think of the beige straw color that it started with, and this is what I did with it. I got 6 hanks in the bag of 10 that I transferred into this Aztec gold and chestnut colorway. I will put these down so that I can just show you one here. So Aztec gold and chestnut speckles really gave it a nice, brilliant kind of almost an underglow of color. So rich and luscious. I do love those speckles. And I think this is going to be great for a yoke of a sweater or a shawl, or doing some color work mosaic for a scarf, mittens. Really nice. I think the rusticness of it and the durability of it would be good for a nice kind of usable fabric that it would make, so you could have it on parts of your hands that you use a lot, and it would be a good sturdy yarn. Yeah, I believe I have still about 2 that I kept in the original color, but I've got them packed away in my storage. I also did an orange, which is the colorway called Spice Pumpkin, as a test. I don't have much orange in my stash, so I got a whole series of this Spice Pumpkin over a number of different bases, and you'll see that. I'll just show you this one because it fits in with the Regia yarn that I over dyed. And yeah, so the color that I thought of for going back to the Aztec Gold and Chestnut was the name Toasted Papyrus. I really like that name. So that is the Regia yarn that I over dyed. Moving right along, the next one that I'm going to showcase is a yarn base that came to me via the generosity of a YouTuber, and her name is Judy. Hi Judy! She has a YouTube channel. It is called Judy's Creations in Crochet, and I was talking many videos ago about a wonderful yarn that I purchased from Hobium Yarns back in the day. I haven't seen it around for a while, but they still have the brand called Madame Tricot Paris, but not in this Cashmere Gold collection anymore. So Judy was generous enough to send me the balls of yarn that she had in her stash, and they were of a white color, but the color, should you want to, I guess, research it, it is color 4. It was like a ecru or slightly off-white, and I overdyed it. So it is a sport weight yarn, and let me just tell you the contents. It's 55% new wool. I don't know what's new and old, but it is the new variety of wool. 5% cashmere and 40% acrylic. So on the same vein of trying out more orange to fill orange in my collection, this one was the Spice Pumpkin. Same color as the one that I dyed in this one here, but this one was obviously the straw base, and it was 75% superwash merino, and this one only had a smaller content of wool in it. But I love this yarn because it has a little bit of a shine to it, and it picked up some colors. This one I think as well had something else in it. Maybe I put a little bit more of a scarlet in it to get variation in the tones. Absolutely love how that turned out. Then I went completely different with the same yarn base, the Cashmere Gold, and I did this one here, which is really strange. It's flicking the color settings or the balance in my camera. So back here, it doesn't change the color balance, but it is sort of almost like a purple blue and then gray all together. I did mix in a series of 3 different colors to get this, and one was the jeans color, like an indigo, and then some of the magenta and some pearl gray. So it does give off all of those colors together. I absolutely love it. Now this one I did not have a name for, but if you could think up a name for all of those wonderful tastes in colors, let me know in the comment section of the video what your thoughts are on the color name for this one. See, as it comes in, it changes the color balance. It's so strange that it's doing that, but that's true to color. They're kind of mid-distance away. And this is a more softer yarn than the other 2 that I've just shown you. The Wool of the Andes is quite toothy, and the Regia sock is quite toothy as well. Purchased from Little Knits was another pack of bare yarn, and it was their own fiber that they sell. It's called the Succulent, and this is the card that was included in that bag of 5 hanks that I purchased. It says here it's 100% extra fine merino superwash, and then they give you washing instructions, so you can machine wash it in cold water, a gentle cycle, and lay flat to dry. And I had 5 of them, so four of them I devoted to this colorway here, where I speckled in kind of a blue gray, and this yellow, fluorescent yellow that's kind of like a green base when it's mixed with the blue. I absolutely love this. This is deliciously soft, and I would say it actually rates 4.5 out of 5 for softness. That's one up close with all of the different speckles, and the colors that are running through there are kind of a bluish color with green, and then that fluorescent yellow, which has gone a little bit kind of a lime green or a slimy green. I absolutely love this. So I can see this in a shawl for sure. And I've got 4 of those in the hank. What I have called it is Merman Brado. Now, Brado, when I looked up, was a word that is from a different culture which resembles water, or talks, Brado is water from another culture. And I thought Merman Brado would be a nice name for this yarn. I do get the aquatic vibes. I do get that there's sort of like bubbles and I don't know, moving around in water quickly. You get those interesting bubbles that kind of blur things, and you get all these specks kind of suggest movement. And I do love this color a lot. So those are those ones. Now with that 5th extra skein from the Succulent selection, I thought I would do something completely different, and I used black, that chestnut color again featuring in here, and also pearl gray. So it gives me a really nice velvety touch to the color selection, and I think this would work up lovely in something that is maybe some mittens, or in a shawl. Like if I'm sharing multiple colors in a shawl pattern, I think this would be a great way of introducing other things like this brown, or the black, or a different type of gray in there. I really like it. I also loved it to try it on the Regia sock yarn, and I did the same colors, and this is slightly different. It took differently. I had a chance to control this one a bit so that I got some raw material coming through. Absolutely love it. And I thought the color name, you can help me with this one too. I've got color suggestions here. It's called Chocolate Cobble or Rocky Road. So let me know what you think, what works for that. Chocolate Cobbles or Rocky Road. And the last few that I have to show is 2 other yarn bases, and one is, I got this one from Herbium, and it was their Lamia Just Wool. It's 100% recycled wool. So I wanted to give this a go. This is the original color of what I kept 2 balls of it. And again, with that spiced pumpkin, this is how it came out. These spiced pumpkin colorways, I haven't thought of names, but yeah, I'll show you them all together in the end on how many different bases the orange, the spiced pumpkin came out, and each of them reacted differently. The last one, again in the spiced pumpkin series, was this yarn here, and this is the yarn base. It's called Peyton's Classic Wool Worsted, puts it there. And the color name way is called light gray marl. So when I put that into the spice pumpkin, this is how it came out. So originally it had some gray, light gray, and a beigey off-white color that it had a twist in it. And that's how it came out when I put it into the spice pumpkin. So let's take a look at all of the spice pumpkin differences. And I think these are all the ones that I have. So we have all these different bases, and it was the same dye that went through all of them. Different contents of wool to each of the makeups. Some of them are recycled, some of them were darker to begin with, and so they would work really nice in a project together, although the weights are all different. From this side here we have fingering, then the lightest one there is a sport weight, and then the two end ones are worsted weight. So I'd probably have to double up on these two here to make a sport weight, to make a worsted if I'm going to put them all into something. So that could be a project. Yeah. All right, well, I think that catches you up on all of the yarn dyeing that I had to talk about. And I want to know if you had a favorite color. I want to hear your suggestions on also the ones that I had two names for that I was thinking of, whether you liked one or the other. And for that blue, purple, and gray color one, whether you had a name that you think would be a good suggestion to call this color. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that and that you had some fun. I know I did when I was in the garage. And now I've got some colors in the colorways that I don't have many of in my stash, and I'm eager to start using them in projects. And I will catch you up in the next video. I hope that you are enjoying your week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.